Alright folks, welcome back to week 2 of the PDL draft. This week we are up against the Baltimore Bergamites, coached by Jakib. And I'll be honest, this is a really scary team he has. So obviously Palafin is very difficult to deal with, 160 base attack, Jet Punch, potential wave crashing, Banded, Taunt, Bulk Up. This is a very, very scary Pokemon. Of course, a lot of other huge threats too. I mean, Iron Moth, OU staple, can be pretty hard to check because it has pretty good coverage. Staraptor is just a monster. It's those banded or scarfed double edges and brave birds. You've got Raging Bolt. You can also do priority, which is Thunderclap. You've got Calm Mindsets. Another booster energy user. A couple of pretty good tanks in Rhyperior and Arboliva, his Terra captains. So you can see Rhyperior has ground, grass, and electric, and Arboliva has steel, grass, and normal. And only hazard removal here is going to be that Hitmon top. Forgot which one it was for a second. Now I can spin block with Drifblim, but this thing does have access to like Technician triple axle, which should be pretty threatening. So as far as spinners go, this one's a little difficult to deal with. And then a couple of really solid just defensive support mons in Screamtail and Skarmory. Skarmory, of course, being a huge physical wall, rocks, roost, all that. Iron Press, another option for it. And Screamtail, honestly, one of my pet peeve Pokemon to face, because I feel like it's just so bulky, but it's also really fast. I mean, this thing was just made to be fast support, and it's very good at that. It has a ton of moves like Encore, Screens, Rocks, Thunder Wave, Wish. Pretty difficult to deal with, and overall a very scary team to deal with, but let's get into what I had prepared for it. Up first is the GOAT Smeargle. Now, you may recognize this set from my video I did a while back ago for the Goku version of Smeargle. It's Jawlock, Encore, No Retreat, Power Trip. And if you're unaware, the gist of this set is that you Jawlock something, thereby trapping yourself and the target in. And the self-trapping effect of Jawlock makes No Retreat kind of misbehave, and you can use it multiple times. So the idea is to Jawlock something, Encore it into a move like Stealth Rock, Screens, whatever, and then while it's stuck using some utility move, you can No Retreat to a full Omni boost, +6 and everything. And then from there you can use Power Trip to sweep. And we're going with Power Trip here because there are no immunities to Power Trip. Not that, I guess Jakib doesn't have any dark types to deal with stored power anyway, but Terra Dark was one of my choices for Smeargle for kind of this reason. This and Prankster immunity. So hopefully Smeargle can trap in Screamtail and go to town, but pretty gimmicky, might be playing a 5v6 here. Up next we have another Drifblim set. This one's pretty similar to last week. As you can see, we have Terra Electric this time with Shadow Ball Thunderbolt. Pretty good coverage against that team, except for the Arboliva, which could be a problem unless the Terra is into Steel. I kind of overcooked this one with the Ganlon Berry. Ganlon Berry is the one that gives you a defense boost at quarter health. The idea with this defense being that it can always live a Staraptor Brave Bird, an Adamant Brave Bird with Scarf, and always be in range of that Ganlon boost. No matter the role, it's I either live it, or, I'd always live it and then activate that boost, but this could have been a Keyberry, which just gives you a defense boost for any physical hit you take. So, a little overcooked there. We have 204 speed to outspeed the Jolly Staraptor after Unburden, assuming it has Scarf. And then, of course, Strength Sap to stay healthy. Up next, we have Araquanid. Now, this is my dedicated Palafin answer. You might notice that I'm actually not running Water Absorb here, and that's because I want to use Rocky Helmet to chip this thing down, because if I'm Water Absorb, Rocky Helmet, I believe, will not activate, so I needed to actually be able to hit me for Rocky Helmet to be working. And then from there, we have Infestation to just rack up more chip damage, Liquidation for general stab, always good with Water Bubble. And then a couple of odd options. We have Rest, just to stick around and keep getting Rocky Helmet chip, and Iron Defense, which is a case of one of those weird cases where a bug type just gets Iron Defense. It doesn't really make sense at that point. But Iron Defense in this case can let me really just stay ahead of any boosting that the Palafin wants to do, and even if it's Taunt, Bulk Up, Infestation's going to be doing a lot, and Rocky Helmet is going to be outpacing the Drain Punch healing. So yeah, Raquinate full on just Palafin answer, but of course Liquidation gives it some utility against other things like Iron Moth, Rhyperior, so on. For our 4th C member, we have a Whimsicott, who is the most annoying Whimsicott possible. It's Taunt, Substitute, Leech Seed, Psychic, full defense and special defense investment. The idea being is that Whimsicott has a pretty low base HP of only 60, and so if I'm able to get up a Substitute and keep Leech Seeding, it's almost impossible to get rid of this thing in due time, because the Leech Seed's got to be healing, in most cases, more than 12%, and then plus the leftovers, you're almost healing the entire damage you take from Substitute back, especially against big things like Raging Bolt and Palafin, who have a ton of HP, Screamtail too, and Taunt is also nice for shutting things down, like the Screamtail, Bulk Up, Calm Mind from Raging Bolt. Generally just really annoying, and we also have Psychic to hit the Iron Moth if I need to. Coming from 5th, we have another pretty standard Fortress, Spike, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, the usual set hazards, get rid of the others. But a little bit of sauce here, we got the Custab Barrier with Explosion. The idea being is that I could get hit by, an Iron Moth's fire move. That will obviously take me down to Sturdy. And then with Custab Barrier, I can just blow up on Moth and most likely kill it at that point. Because Iron Moth's not a whole lot of physical bulk. So kind of just a funny little surprise with Fortress. It's kind of predictable maybe, but there's nothing that switches in an Explosion absolutely for free. Cause, if even they go Skarmory on my Explosion, that's a free entry for Chi-Yu, who is the last team member here, which is another pretty standard Chi-Yu. Choice Scarf, got Overheat, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, Psychic, just the stabs, Overheat if I really need to nuke something like Screamtail, and Psychic for that Iron Moth, which is a little stronger than Dark Pulse, unlikely to be clicked. Dark Pulse is pretty free against this team, unless he has Hitmontop, which is not something I'm entirely expecting. I think the core to deal with here is Palafin, Iron Moth, Raging Bolt, Screamtail, Skarmory, Staraptor, and then one of those Terra Captains. Anyway, yeah, this is my kind of oddball looking team for the week, and let's get into the battle. I mean, what can I say but Smeargle, am I right? Absolutely went to town. Screamtail was just a bunch of support moves, which worked out perfectly. I mean, 2 screens and Stealth Rock. Not allowed against this Smeargle set. Of course, also shout out to the Chi-Yu getting an Oko with Scarf Dark Pulse on Staraptor. That was pretty funny. And you can see this is why No Retreat works out pretty well, because both of those priority moves would have been OHKOs without a defense boost, Jet Punch and Thunderclap coming out. But because of those big defense boosts, able to live both of them and just mow down absolutely everything. So yeah, a lot of stuff I just did not have to use at all, like Araquanid, Fortress. A lot of things just kind of had to sit back and watch the Smeargle show. It's a little bit of Chi-Yu support. And yeah, that covers it for week 2. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.